What's up, guys? Dr. Doll here. Welcome to part 2 of me reviewing the Springfield boutique slash Springfield collection dolls. So earlier in part 1, I purchased Ella from a Joann's craft store. And I don't know where else you can purchase these. I think that Michael's used to have, they either sold their own line of 18-inch dolls or they sold these for a while. I don't remember which ones they were. But they don't anymore, so only Joann's does. This is really stupid because I forgot to get scissors, so I'm going to go get some scissors. Okay, I'm back. So, we already talked a little bit about the packaging. I'm not impressed by the packaging at all, but I am happy that there is at least a protective cover in front of the doll so that, you know, if there was, it prevents having, like, in-store damage, you know, and I am all about that. I remember as a kid, like, I hated toys that, you know, where you couldn't, like, touch them because I wanted to touch them, I wanted to play with them, but now as an adult, I'm like, I'm kind of the opposite. Like, I like things to be really packaged well so that they don't get damaged. Okay, so this was like the outer box, and then this is the inner sleeve. It's got these cute little, like, cupcake, ladybug, sunflower motif on it. That's kind of cute. I don't know why it's asymmetric like this. Not sure what the design, I don't know why they did that. I'm sure there's a good reason behind it. Got like some ties here for her arms and her legs, and then one around her neck. There's always one around the neck, which can't be comfortable for all the poor dollies. Oh, and she's got this great, I don't know what this is called, but it's so weird. Like, how do you even get this off? Does it come down? Now, if I remember correctly, don't you just pull one of these threads? Isn't that how it's supposed to work? Am I just an idiot? Maybe there's an easy way to do this, and I just don't know what that easy way is. Okay, I think I figured it out. You pull them apart. Got it. Okay. All right. There was an easy way to do it. This is not my thing, apparently. Oh, come on now. Now that I said it was easy, now it's going to be, well, that's kind of annoying. It's going to break into a million pieces. Okay, got that off. She's very kind of like floppy. I can tell already that I don't think standing is going to be a thing for these dolls. I mean, let's just give her a fair shot. But I mean, already I can tell that she's definitely designed more for, I think, being squishy, like being huggable, and less for actually standing up. But let's give her a fair shake. So, I know you can't see very well, but let's just, okay, what if we try it like that? I just don't think, there's no support at all. Like, her legs are not even, like, it's just so weird. The center of balance, I don't even know where it's supposed to be. But, yeah, I don't think she's going to be able to stand on her own. And I can tell that, like, it's interesting. Her torso is quite long in proportion to her legs. These little tiny legs are not going to hold up this long torso, at least the way she's built. Like, do you see how her torso is just bending like this when I hold her legs straight up? So if I hold them, her center of mass is so weird. Yeah, okay. So she definitely can't stand on her own. Whereas we were able to successfully get all of the others to stand. Maybe not perfectly, maybe not like straight up and down, but all of the other like more affordable 18-inch dolls were able to stand on their own. So this one definitely cannot. There is absolutely no structure in her torso. This is just very soft, squishy. There's no firmness here, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So let's go ahead and take her clothes off. Right away, I'm seeing that this is incredibly similar to the Springfield or FCM doll from the late 90s that I did work on. I mean, they have basically the same body. It's just they have this incredibly like almost understuffed torso. It's very, very, very squishy. And it's this sort of slippery, silky fabric. And then her arms and her legs are just on a swivel back and forth. That's the only articulation they have. Oh, wait. Hold it. Okay, the legs do have outward articulation. And the arms do as well. What? What? Okay. So they can go out a little bit. A little bit, not all the way. But both the arms and the legs can go out a little bit. Do you see that? So they can't go forward and back, but they can go. That's odd. It's odd that you would design a doll that can't stand on her own, but yet you would give them articulation like that. I mean, I'm glad that it's there, but it's just interesting, like the priorities. I would rather have a doll like our generation dolls that don't have that outward articulation, but that can stand straight up and down. You know, whereas like Flopsy Mopsy here is, woo, you know, just, she can't stand up straight. So, as far as how she's built, very similar to our generation, except for obviously there's some sort of extra articulation with the limbs. Maybe there's some sort of tension cup in there. That's what it looks like. Okay, so very similar to the American Girl dolls, actually, but it looks like it's a little more limited, and I'm not sure what all's involved with that. The neck is secured with a zip tie. You know, just stuffing her more might help with the standing up straight. Although, like, there's so much weight in her head that she's just so top heavy. Okay. So let's look at her face and let's give some thoughts about that. So to be honest, I actually think that her face is quite cute. Now, obviously, big disclaimer here. I've mentioned it before, but I need to mention it again. I am one person with one opinion, and when I think or say that something is cute, that is not true for everyone, because beauty is very subjective, right? So you could look at her and think, wow, that doll is messed up, but I think that her face is kind of cute. So especially with the new eyebrow design that they have done. I don't know if you can see, but it's this very like low arch, and it actually has some slight feathering on it, which kudos to them for like giving it a little extra detail on the eyebrows. You probably can't see because my camera's terrible, but there is some slight feathering, like individual hairs on the eyebrows, which I really like these brows. I think they frame the face very nicely. The old eyebrows were like really high up. They were like here, and they were just little thin arches, and it just she had this perpetual like surprised look on her face. I don't think that it went very well on this face mold. These are much more attractive eyebrows, I think, and they also kind of fixed the teeth. The teeth used to be smaller, and it just looked proportionally strange. Like she looked very kind of bucktooth. Whereas they've kind of fixed that, and they've changed the mouth slightly so that it looks more natural. Now, one thing about these dolls that I don't really understand is their faces are always sort of like concave. And I don't know what causes that, but do you know what I'm talking about? And here's the weird thing is that every doll, like the amount of concaveness is different. Like, so do you see how it goes in at the nose there? I've noticed that with these dolls, these Springfield dolls, a lot of them have that very like concave center of their face. And honestly, she was one of the ones that I thought looked not as smushed. Like there were some where, you know, it was really pushed back, and I didn't think that looked very nice. Now, she looks fine, and I actually think she has a really cute face, but I don't know what causes that. Maybe it's the way, there's something about the way that they're designed. The bridge of the nose, for some reason, it just wants to kind of fold in. I don't know if that's a design flaw, but that's something that has been around since these dolls, since the beginning of these dolls in the late 90s. And I think when you get one that is not so concave and their face is not so smushed, I think they are very cute. But the problem is just finding one. Like, I don't think that I would want to purchase one of these sight unseen, like off the internet, because then you don't really know like how concave her face is, or are her eyes a little bit wonky. I noticed in store again some of the eyes were crooked, and maybe that's not a big deal to kids. I feel like as a kid I would have not wanted a doll with weird eyes, with like one eye that was slightly crooked. I think that would have bothered me. Maybe I had more OCD as a child, but I don't know. Like, I don't know what, I would not want that as a kid. I would not want to have like crooked eyes on my doll, but maybe some kids don't care. I don't know. Anyways, so I wouldn't really want to purchase one of these sight unseen. And I don't think that's their major market anyways. I think most of their marketing is in store, which I don't know where you can buy them other than at Joann's nowadays. Maybe there's another place you can buy them, but anyways, I think she is one of the cuter ones. And several of them were cute, but then some of them I noticed like their faces were really smushed, and then they also had like some crookedness in their eyes. So, but I think she's really cute. I like her face. I think she looks really sweet. She's got the sleep eyes. Not really much to say there. It's sort of a basic pinwheel design. Not much to say, nothing super special or unique. The lashes are a bit longer now. They used to be a little shorter. They are a bit longer, kind of giving me that whole city toy, My Life doll look. I wonder, okay, there's the Art Generation. Here's the My Life doll. Oh, yeah, there's definitely a difference in size for sure. But the lashes just kind of reminded me of, they looked similar. Comparing her, I'm sorry, I took the clothes off of the Our Generation girl. Comparing these eyes, I wonder how different they are. They look pretty similar. Like the patterning on the iris is a little different, but they do look quite similar. At least up close. So, not a whole lot to say on the eyes. There's not really any blushing, which is surprising. I think that would really add something lovely if they could do a slight blush on the cheeks. Maybe they do that on some of the other dolls, but it'd be great if they could do that for all the dolls. I don't think I noticed it on the last one I did either. So maybe they just don't. Maybe they just don't put blushing on their dolls, which is sad because I think that's one of the things that makes dolls really lifelike. So again, rooted hair, just like all the others that we've talked about. Let's take a peek at her hair and kind of see what we're dealing. Ooh. Oh, okay. Oh, man. Yikes. Okay. Yeah, definitely a big old bald spot right there. Big old bald spot. Okay, and then there's like 4 rows that are fairly close together, and then another quite large bald spot. Which that's disappointing because, like, I don't know, you can see with the Our Generation, like, I'm not a huge fan of rooted hair, but at least they did not skimp out. Like, they made sure there were no bald spots. All of the rooting was done very evenly. And that's something, I mean, good for you, Batot, for not trying to cut corners there. But on this one, it's so obvious. Ooh, I think this is even worse than the My Life doll. Like, ooh, that is just... So there, it looks like they will do a few rows of hair and then leave a gap, probably to cut costs. And then another few rows of hair, and then another big gap, and then another 2 rows at the bottom. Oof. This reminds me of, like, have you ever bought a dollar store Barbie? I remember being a kid and buying a Barbie at the dollar store, and, like, half their hair was just a big bald spot. Like, oh, it's kind of what it reminds me of, sadly. It's really, really bad. Texture-wise, it's nice. It's soft. It's silky. The ends are, I mean, they definitely could have styled it better. I don't know, it's just kind of there. Let's try and brush it a little bit. See if this very thin hair will hold up. Okay. Well, no fallout. That's good. Oh. Fair Fibercraft LLC. So does FCM... Yeah, FCM still makes these dolls. Made in China. Yep. Okay. Huh. I don't really know what to say. I think out of all of the dolls I've reviewed so far, all of the like more affordable options I've reviewed, this is probably the lowest quality, which makes me sad because I think they have a very unique, like they have a unique facial features going on, and I like that they're a little bit more cuddly, a little bit more squishy. And don't get me wrong, when I say that they're low quality, that doesn't mean that they're bad dolls. Like, they still serve a purpose. And if you like them, then by all means continue to get them. But I think out of the My Life doll, I can even feel a difference between these two. I can even feel, and these are the same price, $24.99. I can feel a difference in quality. And then definitely the Batat Our Generation, like, I can definitely feel a huge difference. This one was also $24.99. So when you're putting them, when you're putting this one against other dolls that are exactly the same price that you can buy elsewhere, I just don't think it compares. I just don't. She can't stand on her own. The posing is so limited. I mean, yes, she has some outward articulation, but what good is that because she can't even stand? I mean, she has a cute face, which not all of them do. Some of them have cute faces, but I don't know. Would I recommend this? Depends. I think it just really depends. If you're a doll lover, if you're a doll collector, and there's something about the Springfield dolls that you like, then by all means, there's no like right or wrong. But as far as like, if you're debating, should I get a Springfield doll versus an Our Generation doll? I would go with the Our Generation. Or if, even if you're going with My Life versus Springfield doll, what's going to last longer? I can't answer. I have no idea, but this one definitely feels a little bit more durable than this one. So I would probably even go My Life over these, which is sad because I do like these dolls. I think they're cute, but they just are not, with the giant bald spots and how flimsy they are. I just don't think the quality's there. So I'm sorry, FCM and Springfield boutique or collection, whichever you are. I just don't think your dolls are on the same level as other dolls in the same price, at the same price point, if that makes sense. So, I like them, and if you like them, then great. But as far as quality goes, I just think there's better dolls out there. So, I don't know. What do you think? What is your experience with Springfield dolls? Do you like them? Do you not like them? Do you think they're comparable at all to American Girl or other dolls that are similar? Please leave your comments down below.